Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Real Uncommon podcast. My name is Hinano. How are you guys doing today? Welcome to the program and happy Aloha Friday, as we say here in Hawaii. Dee, how are you today?
I'm great, Hinano. Happy Aloha Friday to everybody. Thank you all for being here. And yeah, let's just have a chill session today and just talk story. We do have a special guest
We
today.
actually have two special guests. I
Two
saw
special
someone
guests.
just pop up into the studio just now.
Okay.
So how about we kind of explain to people what's going on here? Richard, who is a community member, reached out to us because he wanted to discuss more about security in Web 3, Web 2.5, basically security within our community. And it's very important, I guess, that we start looking more into this as the crypto run starts culminating and we start getting into a bull run or just anything of that sort. And so Richard reached out to us and he said, we want to talk about security. Well, we were also able to get Michael from Wallet Guard on the program. He's actually down in the studio right now to talk about this stuff. So let's bring in Richard right here. How you doing, Richard?
Doing good. You guys?
Hey, Richard.
Not too
Yes,
bad, man. Thanks
fine.
for showing up tonight. And then we have Michael as well. How are you, Michael?
Hey, Michael. Welcome. Can you hear us?
I cannot hear you guys. I'm gonna
Oh, shoot.
refresh.
Okay.
No
I'll
worries.
be right back.
Yeah, no worries.
All right. Well, that was Michael, everyone. We'll
I
wait
hope
till
you
he
learned a
comes.
lot.
What is that?
I hope everyone learned a lot.
There you go. Yes. Show's over, guys. See you later.
Yeah.
No,
Bye.
yeah. So that was Michael, everyone. We'll wait till he comes back into the studio. But Richard, thanks for coming out today on the program and hanging out with us, and also to wanting to promote awareness in security within our space. You want to kind of talk a little bit about that? And here we go. Michael has returned. How are you, Michael?
Hey, Mike.
He's back.
Can you hear us or still not
There
yet?
we go. Yeah. I'm good now.
All right, Michael, welcome to the program tonight. The program's called Aloha Friday. We're a couple from Hawaii who likes to talk story with the Web3 community. So thank you for joining us tonight.
No, thank you for having me. Really appreciate you guys. Very nice to meet virtually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
man.
Dee, by the way. That's Hinano. I don't know if I said our
Great
How you
names.
to
doing, man?
connect. Great to connect.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you.
Richard. Hey,
And then
Mike.
that's Richard.
Yeah. Nice to finally see you.
Hey, what's happening, Richard?
So real quick, Michael, since you've never been on the program, you probably don't know who we are. We actually know who you are from Superstar Money. Joe and Rob, we've watched the video with you on there a few times, and they have recommended Wallet Guard to us. There you go. In the past. And so I believe we're all users of the product and we love it. And I'm glad that you're here because Richard wanted to really nail down to the community about security. And I've actually been following you, Michael, and I want to pull something up because this is something that really caught my eye when I first started following you. Let me pull this up real quick. All right, if you guys can see that. This post right here, Michael, really got to me right here. And it says right here, it's time for a serious talk, fam. I've noticed that no matter how much we talk about it, most people still haven't removed their phone number from their X profile so they don't get SIM swapped. I read this, man, and this was back in February, and it really helped because I am not one of those guys that are really in tune to a lot of this. I came from, like, say, the stock market. I'm a collector, and that's why I'm in this space. So it's like people like Richard and you that can help educate me better. But this tweet really stuck out to me, and this tweet is what made me download Wallet Guard. So I'm glad you're here. And if you could just explain to the audience a little bit about yourself and how you got involved with Wallet Guard.
Yeah, definitely. And that is something that I try to point out a lot is how easy it is to stay secure. Like people are just afraid to be secure, and sometimes you have to scare them into being secure. So my name is Michael Kay. I'm the partnership director for Wallet Guard. I've been in cybersecurity pretty much my whole life. I was the CEO of an IT company for about 8 years before I exited and went full-time into Web3. I actually ran into the co-founders of Wallet Guard in their Twitter space focused around security about 2 years ago. And it was really great to see that there were other people in the space that cared about security. You know, you log on to Twitter and you constantly see people talking about their assets getting stolen or them getting wallet drained. And it's like, what can we do to change that? So it was really cool to see that they actually, cared and created Wallet Guard. And I was the brand ambassador for about a 6-month period. It was an unpaid position. And I didn't mind because I actually had a reference point as to where to point people to for security. So at the beginning of last year, they actually ended up giving me a full-time position as partnership director. And we all ended up moving from all over the world to one hacker house in Texas in order to continue building out the application. So we've been here for a little over a year, and we've been putting in 20-hour days, 22-hour days to build the product that you see at this point, which has over 100,000 users with over $50 million that have been saved from scammers.
Awesome.
Wow. That is awesome.
And so is it easily accessible to get this product? Is there information out there for like, say like the everyday person like myself, or like my parents, right? Say if they start getting into this, is this something that's easily accessible for them to use? Explain a little bit more about that, or if any of the panel might have a question as well.
Yeah, definitely. So Wallet Guard is super easy to get. You just go to walletguard.app and it's a browser extension. We are not a wallet. We are not a token. We are not an NFT. You don't have to connect your wallet to us or sign anything in order for us to detect wallet drainers before you interact with your preferred wallet. So again, you don't have to change anything you're doing, and you don't have to move your assets or anything. You're keeping the exact setup you have right now, and you're simply adding Wallet Guard as a lightweight open source security layer on top of your existing setup. And we also do have a couple of other products on the website, including our security dashboard, which lets you improve your wallet health, as well as our MetaMask Snap, which allows you to enable Wallet Guard directly inside of your MetaMask through our Snap. And we also have the Wallet Guard Academy, which is another free resource of articles and educational materials that we've written on, how to create your first wallets, how to prevent account hijacks, how to determine phishing scams. Everything's in one place, and it's all free and open source.
So
look at that.
So does it? So if you're not, if you don't need to connect to like your wallet and stuff, and it's just there in the background, is it just like scanning like your computer, or like how exactly does it work? Like, is it?
Yeah, we're not.
A lot
We're
of
not.
people are like, oh, sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, we're not scanning your computer or data mining you. We're actually open source, and we have our code available on GitHub, so users can see the exact code that they're installing when they choose to use Wallet Guard. And the concept of us not being a wallet and not having the ability to move your assets or make decisions for you, we're just a layer that comes before your preferred wallet opens. So the concept here is building in public and also being as transparent as we can. And being open source, we can prove to users exactly what our extension is doing once it's installed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So, Richard, you kind of front running this whole thing, and like I said, we're more of the casual user and the social user. Since we have Michael here in the studio with us, how would you like to proceed with this? Since you're the one that's kind of waving the flag, saying we need to start looking at security better. How would you like to proceed with this?
Not to throw you in the hot seat there.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I don't consider myself an expert by any means. I'm just listening to Michael. I follow other people on X. If you don't follow any security experts, I think you should at least follow a couple. I also like NFT_Drew with 2 W's. He posts a lot of great posts and different like scenarios and how to like look out just to stay safe, like on even Discord and like a bunch of different spots. So definitely give Michael a follow. He gives great information all the time. How do I want to proceed? I think just like talk it up. Maybe we can start with Wallet Guard and just go over some of the features. And I don't know if Mike can just pop in any time, but there is a feature you can connect your wallet to that I've tried, and it'll give you a health score for your wallet. So you can connect your wallet, and I'm sure Michael can do a better job explaining this than I can, but and it'll tell you what you can work on. So like maybe it's just a browser, your browser just needs to be updated, then you can get a perfect score. Or maybe there's some bigger issues. Michael, do you want to like?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. I could actually share my screen and show you guys some live examples of Wallet Guard.
Oh,
Perfect.
perfect. Yeah.
All right, cool. Give me 1 second here.
And so, Michael, we're like really casual, so no worries, man. I want you to feel like you're just hanging out in our living room. I don't want this to feel like you're sterile, or if you're like you're at a school gym giving us a lecture. I just want you to feel relaxed, man.
No, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. Definitely all about that, and it's showing it. I'm going to share my whole screen here. Let me know if you guys could see my screen.
There you go. I got you, man, right there.
All right, perfect. Yeah, so everything about Wallet Guard's in one place on our website on walletguard.app. So again, the main feature is the browser extension, which lets us block wallet drainers and also makes transactions human readable. So I'm going to show you an example of performing a transaction when you have Wallet Guard installed, so you could see exactly what it's doing. So I'm going to go to OpenSea, and I'm just going to pretend to buy a NFT. So this is Nihilings, one of my favorite projects. So I'm going to go ahead and hit buy now. And what you'll notice is before my MetaMask or my Phantom or whatever wallet I choose to use, before that opens, Wallet Guard will open. And I'm actually going to zoom into that window directly. Give me 1 second here.
Oh, that's a bit matrixy. All right.
Yeah.
That was fun. All right. Yeah, I'm just going to zoom into this window directly. Let me know if you all could see that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, perfect. So this is what shows up before your preferred wallet opens. And in this case, we're performing a transaction on OpenSea. So what we're going to see is the chain that we're on. We're going to see the website that we're interacting with and whether it's truly what it claims to be, in this case, OpenSea. We see the contract information as well as its status on Etherscan. We see the estimated gas value, which is generally the only thing you would see in your wallet. We see the exact assets that you are sending in plain English. And we also see the exact assets you are receiving in plain English, along with, in this case, its floor price on OpenSea. So we're giving the user about 5 to 6 pieces of information so that they can understand exactly what's going to happen before it happens. Now, this is really cool, especially if you're helping onboard new people into the space, because they're going to see a lot more information than just hex values or signature or just a gas fee. You're actually going to see in plain English what's going in and out of your wallet. Now, not only do we show you this information about the transaction, but we also allow you to talk live to this transaction to learn about what's happening. So there's a tab called Ask Chat Web3 inside of every transaction, and you'll be able to talk to it in plain English. So I'm going to ask it to explain this transaction. So what our AI model is going to do is it's going to look at on-chain data as well as the information in the simulation. It's going to break it down into plain English for the user to learn about what they're about to do before they do it. Now, the other great part about this tool is that we support over 90 languages, as well as multiple levels of context. So I could say, now explain that in Korean, like I'm 5 years old. And our AI model will look at on-chain information,
Whoa.
break it down into the context of a 5-year-old and translate it into Korean. So
That
we
is
nuts.
crazy.
yeah, so we could teach users about what they're doing before they do it.
Wow, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a great feature to have in many different languages.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. It's pairing security tooling with the education, so that in a clean UI and a clean UX, we're able to tell the user what's going to happen, and they could learn about it as well at the same time.
Yeah, I like how simplistic this is. This reminds me of, like, say, like I said, I came from the stock market, right? So it reminds me of like those simple apps, and I don't want to use Robinhood as that's a bad example, but just an example of ease of use where you open up an app, you can understand the verbiage, you have a help tool there, for goodness sakes, and I think that's just really good for the everyday user like me to kind of understand. What do you think about that, Richard?
Yeah, I even use that chat. Like if you right click on any website, it actually pops open, and you can actually just ask. Like if you don't even have to make a transaction to start learning. Like sometimes you're like, what does like signing an approval mean? And you can just like right click a website to get the pop up window, and then you can click on the Wallet Guard chat, and you can start asking questions. So that's really cool. It's like
That's cool.
it's like Michael wherever you are surfing the web. You know,
Yeah, there you go.
It's a
learn.
virtual Michael in the prompt.
Yeah.
calling it
Awesome.
Yeah. So that, that's just like a quick example of whoa, there we go.
Oh, shoot, sorry.
No, you could stream it now. That's just a quick example of our transaction simulation paired with our AI tooling, so that you can actually see how it looks at transactions before you hand them off to your preferred wallet. And then we also have, as you can see here, our security dashboard. And this has a lot of different features in it as well. So I'm going to go ahead and connect my wallet.
So there's a question here from Aldridero. He's asking, he's saying this looks dope, but does this add any latency when making purchases minting? As we may remember, some mints used to sell out in seconds.
Yeah, that's a great question. I'm actually going to show you a couple of different features that we have to help you along with that. Let me just sign into the dashboard here. So once I've signed into the dashboard, I can actually run a scan on my preferred wallets, and it's going to let me know if there's any open approvals, any assets at risk. I could revoke them directly in the dashboard. I could be flagged of any honeypots or things that I don't necessarily want to be interacting with in my wallet. So as an example, here I have a high risk approval, my Pepe coin. And I also have a couple of other approvals that I could revoke. It's also going to show me different information like my wallet versions. So for example, my Phantom wallet extension is out of date. So I could force it to update through Wallet Guard. We're checking all your wallets and making sure that they are up to date automatically. But for example, if I wanted to revoke this approval, I could simulate what my score would be if I were to revoke it. Considering this is one of the largest items in this wallet, it would really help my score. Considering I also don't want to interface, I want to keep this asset. So I could actually revoke it directly in the Wallet Guard dashboard. So that's just one of the different features of the dashboard. We also have locked assets. So you can actually, for 0 gas and 0 fees, lock and unlock your favorite tokens, your favorite NFTs, which I think is super beneficial, especially if there's assets that you don't plan on interacting with or selling. So I could say, I want to soft lock my Mana coin, and now it's locked through Wallet Guard. So if any contract tries to interact with it, the simulation will stop it dead in its tracks.
Wow, very cool.
And this is all free.
Yeah, everything is completely free. It's all open source. And this is why we keep on saying,
how is that possible?
Yeah, this is why we keep on saying there's like literally no more excuses for people to lose their assets when we're making it so easy for you to have all these security layers. Like, within a couple of minutes, we went through transaction simulations. We went through AI tooling, showed you guys how to connect your wallet and run a health scan, check out your approvals all in one place, see if your extensions are out of date, lock and unlock your assets. We also have a dApp store. So this is another way that we're making onboarding super simple. So you might talk to your friends about crypto. You might mention Phantom, MetaMask, OpenSea, whatever. They might go the next day and try to figure it out themselves. Most likely what they're going to do is they're going to go to Google. They're going to type install MetaMask, and they're going to click on a scam advertisement, and they're going to rug themselves before they even get started. So if they got Wallet Guard first, they'd actually come to the dApp store. They would choose on the wallet tag and have all the direct download links and repos for all the most popular wallets in one place. So again, just really trying to make it super simple to manage your security in this one clean dashboard, along with blocking those wallet drainers and simulating transactions through the browser extension.
How often would you say is a good amount of time to go? Like, in other words, sorry for the ramble, but how often should we look at our open approvals? Like twice a year, 3 times a year?
Yeah, I think it's important to look, once in a while, because generally people also don't understand the concept of what an open approval is and the difference between an open approval and, for example, connecting or disconnecting your wallet from a website. So this is why we also tie everything that we do in the extension to an article in the Academy. So you can actually read about approvals in the Wallet Guard Academy. We break down what are wallet approvals, how often you should revoke them, what the point of them is, why they cost a gas fee. So, tying all of the education from the academy into every part of the extension and the dashboard, like, really goes a long way, because it teaches people about like why they should do things and when they should do them.
Gotcha.
Wow. Yeah,
So
I
do
love
you-
how everything's in one place, ease of use. Yeah, very easy to navigate through.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah, especially for people like us, for just kind of like
Mhm.
just simple people. But so my question is, does this also constitute to a walled garden? So this basically is Web3 with your MetaMask or whatever wallet you have out there. But is there anything that you can attest to, say, like being behind a walled garden like Vivi or Cryptoids or something like that? Should we be concerned as well? Or should we be able to trust that they'll be able to gate our pieces?
Well, we're not necessarily doing any on-chain actions when you're using Wallet Guard, because we're just a tool in between you and your preferred wallet. So, for example, if you have Wallet Guard installed on one computer and you lock an asset, and you on a different computer have access to the same wallet and you don't have Wallet Guard installed, Wallet Guard's not going to work on that computer because it's not installed. So this is why everything is free and gasless, because it's doing it local to the device that you're on. So in order to get transaction simulations, you have to have Wallet Guard. In order to detect wallet drainers before you enter the website, you have to have Wallet Guard. So, this is also reducing the liability that Wallet Guard has, because again, we're not a wallet. We're not managing your assets. You don't have to move anything to us. We're just telling you, hey, this is what your health score is. This is what your on-chain approvals are. This is what you're about to confirm in your wallet, but we're not actually the ones initiating or doing those things. It's up to the user at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You're basically my firewall in a sense.
Yeah, it's like an antivirus for your wallet.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's sounds similar to that. That's so cool though. I had a question on Wallet Guard. What are some, in your opinion, if there are any, what are the pros and some of the cons? Are there any cons, you think?
The cons to using Wallet Guard,
Mhm.
I wouldn't say there are any cons, considering what you're doing is adding a security layer to tell you what's going to happen before it happens. I think it's beneficial for anyone that's been in crypto for multiple years, and even beneficial for anyone that's just jumping in right now.
Mhm.
And the concept of it being, free and open source, we're trying to be as transparent as possible. So I would say the con is that you are going to have to click twice if you want to get drained, I guess.
Instead of once. Yeah.
Yeah, like human nature, human nature is to just not care
Mhm.
until it's too late, right? Like, it's just like this mentality from Web 2, which is, are you going to care about your files until you lose your files? You're probably not going to care about having a backup of your data until your data is gone, right? So
Yeah.
for people listening to this stream, they're not going to take the 2 seconds to get Wallet Guard until they get drained the first time. It just is what it is. And, this is why we have to talk about these things and be proactive, because if we can make security a default, then we could change the landscape of the space. We can change it from being an echo chamber with the same people talking to each other back and forth, and everybody outside looking in thinking everything's a scam and it's super easy to lose your stuff. That should not be the scenario. And we could change that sentiment if we show users, hey, there are security tools that exist right now. They take seconds to enable and they actually work. They've already saved people tens of millions of dollars. The proof is all there.
And you're right. There is a ton of people that I've met within the space in the past 6 months that's either gotten their wallet drained, or I've heard stories of not taking full self-custody and they lost it in some type of exchange of some sort. So my question for you is, since we have about 40 people watching us right now, is there a story you can tell us about the worst thing that you've seen and how it could have been preventable, either with Wallet Guard or just common sense?
Yeah, I don't want to name any names or call people
Yeah.
out, but I'll just give generic scenarios.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
So, I always talk about like Web 2 before you Web 3. Like, how could we expect the masses to come into crypto when they don't even understand how to like manage their own password or use an antivirus? These are things that should be a no-brainer to have before you even become your own bank, right? Because banks have multiple layers of security and you're coming in with nothing. So there's a social experiment sort of thing that I did. So over the past month, I've been at about 3 to 4 crypto conferences. And, there's a lot of influencers out there that engage with our content because we always drop free security tips and, free content based around security. And we're always talking about the importance of removing your phone number from your Twitter account so you don't get SIM swapped, right? You would think that something that takes 2 seconds to do, people would do it because they don't want their accounts to get hijacked. So at these crypto conferences, I went up to a total of about 50 users, 50 influencers in the space. And I told them to pull their phone out and open their Twitter settings and show me that their phone number is not tied to their Twitter still. And mind you, these are people that like these posts, they repost them, they tell others to do them, but they aren't doing them themselves. So 40 out of 50 people essentially had their phone number tied to their Twitter account. And it's like scary that you have to kind of like literally scare people into being secure. I have to find you at a conference and force you to pull your phone out, even though I know you've engaged with my tweets about SIM swapping, to prove to me that you took the 2 seconds to remove your phone number from your Twitter account. So it is scary to think that there are so many, not only just influencer accounts, but project accounts that don't take 2 seconds to employ some level of security for all the followers that trust to follow them, right? Like the last thing I want to see is going on Twitter and you're dropping drainer links because your account got SIM swapped or because you didn't read what you were giving permission to because you just don't read anything. Like that's it's not going to work in Web 3. Web 2 mentality is to hit yes, agree, accept, allow, continue to get to the next step. That does not work in Web 3. And we have to have people realize that we got to stay vigilant. We got to keep our eyes peeled and we have to have some sort of security in between what we're doing, right? Because an antivirus is not going to do what WalletGuard does. And WalletGuard is not an antivirus. So we have to show people this is why it's important to understand what the point of an antivirus is, what the point of a VPN is, the fact that a VPN is not an antivirus, what the point of an ad blocker is. These are easy wins. And these easy wins are what we're talking about in the WalletGuard Academy, telling you simple setting changes, simple tips like removing your phone number that are going to make your security tenfold ahead of everybody else in the space.
Basically, stay vigilant.
I think I removed my phone number after I learned that from you, Mike, from Twitter, but also Google. But it's funny how Google is always trying to pressure me like, oh, put your phone number back in. I'm like, no, I know better. Mike taught me.
Yeah. That's another thing is that once you remove your phone number, especially from Twitter, you're going to get a message about how important it is to re-add your phone number back in.
Yeah.
That message is over a decade old. It is unupdated. It has been sitting there on their servers and warning people about something that is actually setting them up to be SIM swapped. So you definitely want to remove your phone number. I'll actually drop a link that you could post, which has a full security breakdown for X, including the steps to remove your phone number from your accounts that I created as a thread. So just give me 1 sec here.
Oh, there you go, Raven. It's coming. That's what she was looking for. Thank you.
And thank you, Michael, for giving us your time and actually educating the audience about this. I can see a lot of our audience is actually going to go download WalletGuard right now and delete their phone number right out of X. So whatever you're doing, you guys, it's working.
There you go. There you go.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the recommendation is remove your phone number if it's possible from any service, right, Mike? Like unless,
Yeah. So like you don't want to use your phone number in anything. We talked about the importance of removing it from your Twitter account. Well, you should also remove it from your Gmail, your Google account, your iCloud, your Apple ID, because your phone number is something that is not in your control. Okay. What I mean by that is that if someone wants to get into your accounts, your phone number is already leaked on the dark web. There is a website called pentester.com, Pentester, where you could do a dark web data scan on your own email address. And when you do that dark web scan, you're probably going to see passwords that you hopefully aren't using anymore. You're probably going to see your physical address, your phone number tied to your email, available on the dark web for basically scammers to take a look at and to use to their advantage. There it is, pentester.com. You don't have to download anything. You don't have to install anything. You don't have to make an account. You just pop in your email and you do a dark web scan to see what information is out there about you on the dark web. So let's pretend that I am a scammer. I am a, quote, hacker. And I want to get into your Twitter account because you got a ton of followers, or because I want your username, or because I hate you and I want to destroy your life. Whatever the point is, right?
Mhm.
I can take one piece of information about you, for example, either your email or your username or your phone number. I could pop it into a dark web scan and see all the other information that's tied to you. So I could probably get your public phone number because you've probably been involved in a data leak that includes that piece of information. So let's say I have your phone number. I can call up your phone provider and socially engineer the person at the phone company into thinking that I am you. And guess what that gives me access to? Your phone number. And guess what you have your phone number set up as a recovery method on? Your Twitter account, your Google account, your bank account. All of these accounts that you have ever added your phone number to, your phone number is used as a recovery method. Now that I have access to your phone number, I could do an account recovery procedure on your Google account and get into your Google account and see all the other stuff that you have automatically synced. I could get into your iCloud account and see all of your secure notes. I could see all of your iMessages. I could see all of your emails, anything that you choose to sync. You're literally making it easy. You're setting it up for people to get into your account and basically tap into any part of your life. And it's as simple as removing your phone number from your account so you don't have to think about that shit. It's that simple, and people still do not do it. And then when they get compromised, they sit there wondering, oh, what happened? I got hacked. You didn't get hacked. You let it happen. It's an open door. You let them into your stuff. It's that simple. So even, again, people listening to this podcast are not going to take the 2 seconds to do it until, hopefully, God forbid it doesn't, but it does happen to them later on. I don't know why. It's just human nature to not care.
Is that you? One of you out there. No, you're right. You're 100% right. I'm a service provider, so you would be talking to me. Both D and I are in communications, so I know exactly what you're talking about. And you're absolutely right. You know, somebody can get your number and do a bunch of things, and just kind of do a back check on that. But question on that is, anything? You have any crazy story that you can tell us about the weirdest thing that you ever saw? About complacency or anything like that. You have any kind of story that you could tell us, not to scare the audience, but kind of educate them on the complacency of things. And I'm a complacent person when it comes to certain things. You know, I mean, like, I won't even get into that, but let's just say there's been times where I've had my credit card leaked by doing stupid stuff like that. And it's just avoidable just by just doing maybe a 1 or 2 minute thing. And we don't do it because we're just creatures of habit. So,
yeah. So, when it comes to like the whole not caring situation, like I'll give you, like, again, I don't want to name specific names and stuff. I'll just give examples. And I see in the chat that someone said, Raven, no to LastPass, because someone said, how do you feel about using a password app like LastPass? So I'm going to agree with Richard. Absolutely no to LastPass, but there are password applications like Bitwarden that allow you to self-host and be the owner of your own credentials, which is super important. LastPass has been compromised multiple times. If you've used LastPass in the past, make sure you switch from it immediately and start using a real password manager like Bitwarden that is a lot safer and a lot more locked down, because it is not practical to have thousands of random passwords, but it's also not practical to use the same password for everything. So you have to use a password manager in order to, at least as securely as you can, have a strong, unique, randomly generated password as your first line of defense whenever you're using, your credentials. So real quick, you said this comment failed to post on Real Uncommon. I'm not sure what you mean.
Oh, did
What's
something
that?
something didn't work out?
Was that for me? Is that what you're saying?
Oh,
Yeah, Richard, you said something isn't posting or something?
That was
the
a while ago.
password manager.
I wanted to share to Raven and the audience the article from Wallet Guard that kind of goes over Bitwarden, and it's like 5 tips on like general.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why it wouldn't send
It's
it.
the latest link, right? Hinano? Oh,
Yeah, I
right there.
believe so. I think that got
Yeah.
sent out.
Did it? Okay.
Yeah, I see it I see it in the chat.
I
Cool.
think
So-
we're good there.
So yeah, like a quick example of, people just not caring and just waking up to security. And this is generally with the older generation. Like I see them, after running an IT company for so many years and dealing with thousands of customers, I see that a lot of them, they don't have like a lock screen password. And, it's like, I see that they don't have a lock screen password, and I ask them, well, why don't you have one? And they say, there's nothing important on there. And then they give you a little chuckle. And I say, oh, there's nothing important on your smartphone that you use every day. That's cool. Can I look at your smartphone real quick? Can I go through your text messages? Can I go through your photos and videos? Can I go through your emails, your notes app, your thoughts? Can I, look through your automatically signed in banking application? You said there's nothing important on there, right? Because if you lose your phone, if you leave it at a bar, you leave it at the airport, someone has access to everything I just told you about. And then they like sit there and they're like, oh shit, you're right. Like I should put a password on there. So we have to scare people again into being secure. You have to give them examples of what the fuck could happen. Sorry for the language, but
No, be
Oh,
yourself.
good man. Yeah.
Be yourself.
yeah, but like what could happen if they just don't take the 2 seconds to employ such a simple thing? You're like, and that's something that to us is a no-brainer. Like, yeah, lock screen password for sure, but for more than half of people, it's I don't have anything important until they think about what they actually have that's important. Then it's not funny. Then it's a matter of how do I do it? Tell me what to do, right?
Yeah, it's crazy because even nowadays, like a lot of people with iPhones, they have their wallet with their money connected to it, so they don't need to bring a physical wallet to the store, and you just hold up your phone and it pays. So it's like, yeah, if you don't have a password, anyone can use your phone to basically drain you of like your physical money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're
Well,
not
even
paying attention to
passwords
that.
though, right? Like passwords. So I do a lot of networking. I work for a phone company, and so we do a lot of network maintenance. And so servers, passwords. And when I mean passwords, like I want like a long string of numbers, characters, and alphabets. And some of these guys will do literally like 1, 2, 3, 4 pound or something like that.
Yeah.
It's something
crazy.
silly like that, or they leave the default. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. I mean, this is another thing. And real quick, Ronnie said all pen tester found me for was a link to buy a subscription. That is not true. If you go to pentester.com, you do not have to buy anything. You don't have to create an account. You don't have to sign in or install anything. If it expired in your session for your one free scan, you could just open up an incognito window and do another scan. So you do not have to pay for Pentester. You can if you want more features and monitoring and all that stuff. They're great with that. So big shout out to them for that, but you don't have to. So real quick, like a Web 2 example, we would do audits on different companies, go in and review their environment, their IT, check out how they're managing their security, their backups and stuff like that. And then we would also do pen tests thereafter. And we would also test the employees on if they understood all these different things that we just implemented into their environment, like how to keep their passwords safe. And it's scary stuff. It is the scariest shit in the world when you go to a company, you teach them about security, and then you come in to do a pen test or you come in to do an audit, and everybody in their cubicles has their password written on a piece of paper, smacked onto the wall. And it's
It says password.
like, what's the point of this password if anyone could just peek in your cubicle and get your login info and then basically use your account, right? And then they think it's funny. They think, yeah, it's going to be really funny once you put hundreds of thousands of dollars of your own company assets at risk. That's what's going to be funny. We have to take security seriously. And even when we would do these run-throughs and we would set up these environments the right way, and then we would do a follow-up auditing session or a follow-up situation to see if they learned anything, over half of them would fail. Because they don't care. No one cares about their security. Nobody cares about even looking at their device. They're going to hit yes and allow to everything that pops up because they want to get to the next step. And I mentioned it before, that mentality does not work in Web3. We have to take security seriously. It is not funny. It is not a game. It is not a matter of, I don't have anything important on there. You know you have important stuff on there. Let's take the 2 seconds to rub 2 brain cells together and figure out how we could keep it safe. Then we're going to feel a lot better waking up the next morning knowing we got our accounts locked down. We understand how to keep our devices secure. We got our assets as safe as they could possibly get. Instead of a million unread notifications, a bunch of shit you don't understand running in the background, third parties data mining you constantly, pages and pages of apps that you haven't used in months sitting there, just resource use. Like, that's not how you use technology to an advantage. That's not how you become productive. The way you become productive is by actually wanting to understand why security is important and also taking the 2 seconds to just set it up the right way. I don't want people to think, like Ronnie just mentioned, that you should throw your phone out or throw away your computers and never use technology again. I want people to understand that it is easy to set up your computer the right way. It is easy to set up your smartphone, the thing that you use every single day, in such a way that you can enjoy using it, that it can be productive for you, that you don't have 10,000 unread notifications and unread emails that you'd never be able to sift through in an entire lifetime. That is not practical. And we talk about all these things and how to set it up the right way in the Wallet Guard Academy.
I want to jump in real quick, just to kind of point out Superstar Money here. Thank you, Richard, for taking security seriously and providing so many resources for the Superstar fam to read. Your help is invaluable. Even if you help one person to save their account, it is worth it. And I want to point this out because if it wasn't for Richard, we would have never gotten you on the program, Michael. And I love your passion. And I love the fact that you're just coming out there and telling them, this is what you guys need to do. It's not hard, and stop it. Just do it. I like that. I like that there's passion in your voice about that. It means you care. And so I hope the audience actually takes to heart, because I know the audience likes to, we're a very social podcast. So sometimes we joke around, but when it comes to the serious stuff, this is the serious stuff, because I know a lot of you have had your wallets drained or have had your OMI taken from you. And, just please rewind this podcast or ask the guy right here, right now. He's literally in the studio with us right now. Anybody right now. We got 55 of you watching. Now's the time to take security seriously. Richard, the show's yours, man. Go for it.
Can I go on an old man rant?
Go ahead.
Yes. Go ahead.
Right here. I don't know if that comes through, but yeah, I don't know if you know, Michael, but we collect like Marvel and Disney NFTs, and it's like, I know Hinano and D and myself, we have NFTs in like different projects, and some of them also have like the same IP, comics and figures. And what's annoying to me and frustrating is that these companies that sell us these NFTs, they don't mention security hardly ever. Besides Almanex, have you? I don't remember. Maybe you've done a space with Almanex.
Yeah, we've done a lot of stuff with Almanex. Yeah, they recommend Wallet Guard. Big shout out to Almanex.
Yeah, I think they're the exception, but Vivi, Candy, McFarlane, I wish they would start recommending Boring Security, Wallet Guard. Like, it's frustrating because walled gardens are not safe because a bunch of Web 2 scams can get you still.
No, that's true. There's one of the most prominent ones are phishing scams. Even for centralized exchanges, people that have their information or their assets on Coinbase or Binance, you might get a spam email, a phishing email that looks like it's from Coinbase, and you're going to give away your login information if you don't understand what the hell you're doing, right? So there's security risks in everything, and it is impossible to be 100% secure. Like I said before, you could have all the security in the world, and if anyone tells you you're 100%, it's a flat out lie. But even if you're not self-custodying, you still have risks of phishing scams. You still have social engineering that you have to watch out for. A really good tip that we love to give for anyone that's in Web 2 and in Web 3, regardless, and this is something you could share with your Web 2 people, with your friends, your family members, and stuff like that, is to go to the source. That's the best tip that I could give you, is go to the source. Give you a couple of examples. No matter who's contacting you, whether it is the IRS, Amazon, Apple, Microsoft, the government, doesn't matter. No matter who's contacting you, in whatever means they're contacting you, whether it is a text message, a phone call, an email, a DM, any sort of interaction online, and no matter what they're claiming for you to do, whether it's to install this attachment, open this file, go to this link, stop this fraudulent transaction, check your shipping information, whatever the case is. So again, no matter who it is, no matter how they're contacting you, and no matter what they're asking you to do, it is always most likely going to be a scam. This is in both Web 2 and Web 3. Think about our parents, how many fake phone calls they get about their car insurance, about their network security at their home, from Apple, from Microsoft, a FedEx text message about a shipment. These are things that are rampant, and they're everywhere. So the goal, again, is to understand the importance of going to the source. If you're getting all these incoming messages from all these supposed companies telling you to do all these things, completely omit them and instead go to the source. Quick example. You get a text message from FedEx about a shipment, and you manage to have ordered something from Amazon a week ago, and you are curious about your shipment. Do not entertain the links from FedEx, supposedly, right? Go to Amazon's website directly, go to the source to check your shipment. Let's say you get an email about a fraudulent bank charge on your credit card from your bank. Do not entertain the links in the email supposedly from your bank. Go directly to your bank's website and check to see if that claim is legitimate, going to the source. If you share that information, going to the source with your parents, your grandparents, your friends, your family members, think about how much less stress and how much less aggravation and how many less of these solicitations that they would have to deal with, that we wouldn't be dealing with these scammers on such a basis. Go to the source. That is the best form of advice that I can give in this age where everything is technical. Everything involves some sort of digital communication. And if we just stick to going to the source and not entertaining the nonsense that we get solicited, think about how much more people would be secure.
Can I chime in?
Yeah.
Yep.
So besides being frustrated with these companies that we buy NFTs from, not educating us or at least pointing us to the free sources, they do email marketing, right? They'll promote their upcoming drop for Wolverine or let's say Pokemon. And like Mike's saying, like who's to say a scammer is not going to know about this upcoming hype drop and then create a fake email? I think our community is very vulnerable because of FOMO, because we're going to want to click that email. Oh, the drop's happening. Let me read about it. But if it's from a scammer, they can make a website. They can link to a scam website that mimics Vivi or Cryptoids. So I think it's like, to me, that's what worries me about our community.
Yeah.
Our email
they're
scam.
definitely going to click and engage with the email without even reading who the sender is. They're not going to read the link it's going to. There's a lot of easy ways to manage and figure out if something is a scam or not. It's just that people don't know. People don't know that hovering over the link shows you what the link is before you click on it. People don't know that you can check to see the sender address, not just the display name, right? And these are things that they're not talking about in school. They're not teaching people how to be secure in school. They're not telling you how to manage your passwords in school, how to look out for phishing scams, let alone how to invest properly or do your taxes or manage your debt or not get scammed. Like none of this is taught, right? This is why conversations like this are so important. So yes, there are even these centralized services that are very susceptible to phishing and to scams. And I think it's just a matter of time before people start to make security a default. You know, someone's going to have to get scammed in order to care about being scammed after the fact.
Yeah, it's I got a few emails that said like, "Oh, thank you for your payment of however much $100 for your monthly whatever." I'm like, "What? I don't even have that." So when I went to the actual email that it was sent from, it was like one letter was slightly different than like the legit email. I'm like, "Okay, this is trash, junk, like don't even spam me anymore." So I was like,
Yeah.
"What is?" But
There-
they put all these titles like to scare you, like pay now or it'll be like blocked or like
Yeah,
it
no
just it gets
company,
people.
no legitimate company is gonna, incite emotion in you immediately to do something. I think that's like the first thing that you should be thinking about. Like, hey, why am I feeling rushed? Why do I feel like I'm gonna miss out on something? Like, what is this message? You know, I think the best form of advice right next to going to the source is being patient and reading and understanding what you're gonna do before you do it. You know, patience goes such a long way. You don't have to be first every time. You can see what other people experience and then jump in. You know, it's crazy. It's really crazy. Like even when I was, servicing people's computers and they were dealing with scenarios of refund scams. You know, they would get a phone call telling them, "Oh, you paid us, $3.99. It automatically renewed. Do you want to continue your services for your security on your computer?" The person on the phone that gets contacted by these scammers, they don't even think about going to check their statement to see if they actually got charged. And by the time you know it, they've already let this person into their computer and convinced them that they need to go to CVS to get Apple gift cards to pay them so that they can be secure. I mean,
Yeah.
like, when are we going to wake up to this stuff, guys? Like, when are we going to say, holy crap, what am I doing? I could have just avoided this entire scenario if I just went to the source, going to the source and making sure that my statement did actually show that you took money out of my account and you're going to help me get a refund or whatever the case is. So I think it's just full circle education. We just got to keep talking about it, and we got to make it so that anybody that's onboarding anyone into the space also has this idea of security as a default, so that anyone that they onboard also thinks about security first, and then we could change that landscape. And yes, lonely people are very vulnerable. There are tons of scenarios, pig butchering scams, romance scams, that people get dragged into, and they start sending money to someone that they've never met in person, someone that they haven't even video chatted with. There are tons of families out there that deal with these things, where the person will literally believe a scammer over the phone that they've never met before, over their own family members trying to help them. And this is all psychology too.
Major.
There are ways to deal with it, though. There are ways to deal with it. Like, for example, if you talk to that person and say, does this person really care about you that you're sending money to? What do they know about you as a person? Do they know your favorite color? Do they know your favorite movie? Do they like anything about you? Or do they just constantly ask you for money? Think about it. Let that resonate. Let it marinate. Because that's your money too. That's your family's money. That's money that could be going to the kids and grandkids and being used for good things and not ending up in the pockets of a scammer that does not care about your life, that does not care that you worked very hard for that money, that they go to bed at night comfortably knowing that they just scammed you. We got to talk about these things. We got to have these conversations with our family members. At least once a year, I recommend having a phone call at least with your family to tell them about the importance of going to the source, to make sure that they're not actively being scammed or being told not to tell anyone that they're being scammed, and to also understand what they can do for these upcoming threats. There are so many upcoming threats like AI. There are scammers using AI and changing people's voices in order to think that someone's granddaughter or someone's son is in jail and they need to pay up to get them out, that they're in some random country, that who knows what happened. All of these things are avoidable, very avoidable, by spreading simple pieces of information, even something like having a safe word with your family. Having a safe word with your family, a word that you can reference in times of confusion, in times of actively being scammed, that you can prove that you are really talking to your actual family member and not some AI voice companion or some scammer through a text message, through an email, through a phone call, all of these different means. Have that talk with your family. It goes a long way. Give them the tip of going to the source. Have that safe word, and your security for all of you is going to be a lot further ahead than everybody else.
So how can we, or does your company provide like resources? Do you have like seminars or ways to get people more educated, like besides the academy you're mentioning, and the resources on your website? Are there things that you and your company provide for the consumers, for the users?
Yeah. So in the academy, we're referencing like everything to do, like what antivirus to use, what ad blocker to use, how to set up your wallets, what to do in case you get your wallet drained, what are approvals, what are random airdrops, everything that you're seeing on your screen right now. So we really tried to break it down in the academy so that you have this wealth of information in one place. Plus, we always do podcasts. We always do different sorts of engagements and Discord security calls. We co-host wallet safety spaces with different communities. We're always out there giving out these tips, giving out this information. And if you check out the official Wallet Guard Twitter page, I think we're reaching almost 60,000 followers that we've built up organically there. The reason why we got to that point is by giving out security tips, by giving out good content and threads on how to stay safe, how to employ simple things like having a safe word, like removing your phone number. That really goes such a long way. Simple tips that are easy to share, easy to digest. And we're not telling people to go out and spend money. We're giving you easy wins, ways in the academy and on our Twitter to stay safe.
Very good.
Yeah, I'd like to add. Oh, sorry, Dee.
No, go ahead.
Can I add something? With not clicking on email links, I think we should utilize bookmarks. I know I wasn't very good until recently. I finally was like, okay, let me take this more seriously. So instead of clicking on like the latest VV email, I just have VV bookmarked. And actually all the NFT projects I have bookmarked. So it takes me almost the same amount of time. Yeah,
bookmarks are definitely a good thing. I just want to stress, because you said don't click links like in the email and stuff.
Well,
the point of the internet is to click on links. So if we do have this information about what to look out for, and we do have these security tools like an antivirus and Wallet Guard and stuff like that, then we could safely click on links. Then we could actually, use the internet for what it was made for, which I think is super important. So, we do want to get to the point of having an environment that people can really understand what they're interacting with and what they're doing, instead of blindly clicking on links and hoping for the best, which just does not work. It's just not practical.
Well, lots of information. Thank you so much, Michael. Yeah, this has been great. I'm learning like new stuff, and I have a lot to go read on about and educate myself more properly. And even the people in the audience, they're really liking everything that you're saying.
Yeah, you're touching a lot of people here in this chats that I've been reading, Michael. And it's just really nice because I can tell that you care because of the passion in your voice. And I love the fact that you're not afraid to just be blunt with people. And,
people need that.
Yeah, that's a great thing to have as a personality. Just be blunt. You want people to get the information, but be blunt about it. I love that. So we've been here for about an hour, and I don't want to take a lot of your time. Is there any other questions anybody wants to ask Michael while he's here? He's given us his time. He's given us a lot of education, a lot of resources to go and look at after. Any questions, the panel, you guys want to ask Michael before we let him go?
Yeah, I have a question, but it was from Superstar Money. They want to know when or where they can go and watch your episode of Shark Tank.
Oh, Killer Whales. Yeah.
Oh, Killer Whales.
Yeah. So, I was featured on episode 4 of Killer Whales. It's like the Shark Tank for crypto. And it premiered last month on Apple TV, Amazon Prime, and Google Play, as well as Tubi. So there's a bunch of major streaming platforms. You could check it out. Killer Whales, episode 4, the security episode. I'm representing Wallet Guard. And also on my Twitter page, I also reposted the segment of my show on my official Twitter. It's one of my previous, recent posts, so you can actually check it out there as well. So super easy to check the show out. Yeah, if you scroll down just a little bit,
Okay.
right there. Yep, right. You just passed it.
Oh shoot, sorry. This one.
Yep.
Okay.
That's me on the show.
Let's go.
Yeah. So you can check it out on all those streaming platforms. You could check it out right there on Twitter. So that was a really fun experience, because when we shot the show about a year ago, on the show, you'll notice that I say that we have 17,000 users and we've saved people over $5 million. And it's crazy to think that, now we're past 117,000 users with over $55 million saved. So it's just insane, like how quickly we've been scaling. Like once people see what Wallet Guard is, like I said before, it's literally a no-brainer. If you self-custody, if you're new to the space, if you've been here for multiple years, why wouldn't you want to see just a plain English confirmation on what's going to happen before it happens? We really tried to make it super simple.
Hey, Mike, how long did it take to film that episode?
That was shot in a day.
You were there for like 8 hours?
Yeah. I was there for the whole day. Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, I have to go look and watch that.
Oh,
Sorry. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I have a random question, Mike. When you log in, you can check off, don't ask me for this computer for 30 days or something. Is that safe to do?
It really depends. Like if I'm logging in like on my main device and it's like my own email that I'm checking on a daily basis, obviously I'm choosing to stay signed in because I don't want to sign in every single day. But then again, there are ways for attackers to steal your cookies session or to steal your session information, your cookie information. If you get malware on your computer, or if you install a malicious extension, like this is why having security in place is so important, right? Like if you have an antivirus, or if you have an ad blocker, or if you have these layers of security, like there's a much less chance that you're going to be susceptible to an attack from, choosing to save your sign-in information for 30 days on your email. The one thing that I do stress is that you don't want all of these services to have your information. And what I say by that is, I mean, like, let's say you have an Apple computer and you start signing into websites. Well, now Keychain is going to request to save your passwords. Your browser is going to request to save those same passwords. Your password manager is going to request to save your passwords. So now you have your shit in 5 different places. You have to be understanding and cognitive of your own data scatter. You have to realize what information you're giving to these third parties when you choose to use them. And you have to figure out which one you trust or prefer to use the most and stick to it, not to have your information in 10 different places. Like think about all the accounts you've ever created since you created your first email address. It's probably mind-blowing. It's probably hundreds, if not thousands of accounts on thousands of websites. When's the last time you actually audited your own accounts? Where you went and purged accounts that you no longer need, where you removed your credit card info and your address information from websites that don't necessarily need to have it, because it's a matter of time before they get compromised and leak your data. So performing that audit on yourself, understanding what information is out there about you, that can help you be a little more cognizant of what are the attack vectors if I do choose to save my info on this website.
All right, cool.
And I had another question from someone in the chat, from Molten. On the non-user side, what type of authentication should platforms be using to help protect consumers?
Yeah, so definitely I would hope that anyone that has a product, whether it's Web 2 or Web 3, they're taking security seriously, because they're dealing with customer information, they're dealing with client data. So having, multi-factor authentication, having encryption, having proper onboarding and offboarding procedures for employees and letting them into and off the environment of that product or that company. These are all, things that are already existing in Web 2 that Web 3 could learn a lot from. How to properly set up an environment for security internally. There's so many things, and that's why we did these audits and we did these, Web 2, pen tests in order to make sure that, like, hey, this is what people are, doing or this is what they're doing incorrectly, and this is how they should set it up the right way. So there's definitely a lot of space for companies to realize, hey, you should take your security seriously internally, because that leaks out to your users and eventually could compromise your users at the same time. I do also see that someone mentioned, are Apple products safer? So common misconception. There's a lot of people out there that think that they don't need an antivirus and they don't need any other security because they got an Apple computer. That is the biggest lie in the world. Apple computers still susceptible to malicious extensions, to malware, to Trojans, to anything that you wouldn't want on your Windows computer. So it is super important to have these additional layers of security, like an antivirus on your Mac. Just because you have an Apple computer does not mean you're not susceptible to these threats. It is super important to realize that you need that additional layer of security. You need phishing detection. You need malicious extension detection. You need antivirus tools on top of whatever you have in order to stay secure, because whatever it comes with is not secure out of the box, ever.
Do you have any recommendations for the consumer on what they could be downloading on their PCs or maybe even their phones?
Yeah. So in the Wallet Guard Academy, we have that article about best security practices. So we're actually pointing you to what antivirus to use, what ad blocker to use, how to manage your passwords, what password manager to employ, what two-factor authenticators to enable, the fact that you shouldn't use your phone number as a method of two-factor. It's all there in one place.
Okay, got you. So this is the gold resource everyone should be looking at right now. Because I just went through 2 or 3 pages and it's just endless. So yeah, this is great.
Yeah, to make it super easy. We did the research for the user. So look, if any of the users today go to the website, they grab the browser extension, they enable the Snap in MetaMask if they're using MetaMask, and they bookmark the Academy, you're already tenfold better than you were 5 seconds ago.
Very cool, man. Hey, so I really appreciate you coming on. We're about 1 hour in, and we're about to get into our giveaway portion of the show real quick. But I really want to thank you for coming on. Is there a show that you do on your own? Are you on YouTube, or do you host an X space, something to where not only we could continue interacting with you, but maybe also continue learning from you or getting some type of update from you or Wallet Guard itself?
Yeah, so on the official Wallet Guard Twitter page, we do try to do weekly security spaces. We've been very busy over the past month at different conferences and events, but generally we hold those every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern. So we talk about the latest threats in the past week. We talk about different security tips and what to look out for. So make sure you are following the official Wallet Guard page, wallet_guard on Twitter. Make sure you got your notifications on, because all we do is drop amazing security tips that you could easily repost to your own timeline to give even more value to your followers. And then you have my personal Twitter, which is michaelk.eth, michaelkdcl. I actually do my own Twitter space called Scammers Are Fucked. And episode 3, I do it once a month. Episode 3 is coming out this month. So, we get a decent turnout. It looks like there was over 600 people that showed up on episode 1, which was really cool.
Wow, amazing.
So, there's a lot of jam-packed content, a lot of the same stuff that I'm talking about here inside of those episodes as well. So it's all free. It's all open out there. And it's really easy to digest and also to share. The more that we can get people sharing this stuff, we'll make you look good for sharing it. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, next time you have a space. Oh, sorry, no.
No, go ahead.
Next time, when you do make your post for the next Scammers Are Fucked episode, please feel free to tag us, and then we can also, reach out to on our podcast so other people can tune in and just learn more.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome.
I want to double down on that as well, because our biggest thing and our whole purpose of being in this community is to interact and socialize and to give the community a stage to where they can come up and actually express themselves, or maybe express something that they're passionate about, or what we're doing now, where we can educate people. The whole reason that you're here with us is because Richard really wanted to hammer down on how important it is to get security in our space. So shout out to Richard for formulating this whole thing. And by the way, Michael, I want you to understand this is probably like Richard's third or fourth time being on a live stream. And I'm glad you came up, Richard, because I'm a big proponent of people going over, kind of stepping over their comfort zone. So I'm really happy that you're able to come up here and hang out with us. In fact, I told Richard that you're going to interview Michael. We're not going to say anything. We'll just disappear. So I'm glad you both were able to, come together and bring us together to have this conversation tonight.
Yeah, really appreciate you, Richard.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. I mean, it's all Michael, man. Everything I know is from people like him. Actually, mostly Michael. It's mostly you.
Right. But if it wasn't for you really hammering it down, because I've never interacted with Michael until today. So if it wasn't for you hammering it down and getting us all involved, because there's 88 people watching us right now. So Michael, I want to give this stage to you. Whatever you need, use the podcast right now to really hammer out the message that you want to give to the entire community right now.
Yeah, I think the best thing that I could say is do your own research on Wallet Guard, and I guarantee you that you'll be satisfied with what you find. Check out who we're backed by, who we're partnered with, see that we've been building in public for the past 2 years. We got a fully doxed team. We all live in one hacker house. We are putting our lives into this product. We eat, we sleep, we breathe Wallet Guard. This is all that we do. And I guarantee, like I said, you'll be satisfied with what you find. Check out our repos on GitHub. See that we're open source, not only on the browser extension, but also the MetaMask Snap. We have direct developer pipelines from these repos to the Chrome store, to the MetaMask Snap directory. A lot of extensions, a lot of security tools, they claim to be open source, but they haven't updated their repos in months. I don't think it's a coincidence that we got to over 100,000 users at this point by just, giving out this information. I think it's validation. I think that we've proven that we are here, that we're here to help people out, and that security exists right now. It's something that you can enable in seconds. And we have the right resources and tools to make sure that people stay safe. So with that being said, I'll make it as simple as this. Don't raw dog the blockchain. Use Wallet Guard. Let's go.
Let's go. Don't raw dog. Love that.
Oh, that's funny. Richard, I'll let you have the final words. And Michael, you're welcome to hang out with us. Like I said, we are about to do our giveaway portion to our audience, and we're going to be giving away comic books. So it's really up to you. But Richard, I'm going to let you have the final words with the man himself.
Not a security question, but more related to our community. Do you have a favorite superhero or thing that you collected as a kid?
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a couple. I would say that's actually a tough one. Is it?
Not one you're really asked all the time, I bet.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I would say, okay, I'll put it this way. I'm drawing a blank right now. What's his face? The guy that's like like literally a character, like a comedian type of guy. It's not Daredevil, right? It's
Deadpool.
Oh, Deadpool.
Deadpool. There we go. Deadpool. That's my guy right there. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's my guy. Someone said don't say Power Rangers.
Power Rangers are the coolest.
Yeah. No, but Deadpool's my guy. I think he's hilarious. I feel like if I were a superhero, I'd be Deadpool. Just on the sake of just like bringing, some comedy relief and stuff like that. So someone said, do you Vive or Vivi? I actually did create an account like 3 years ago, and I added like funds to it, and I never used it because like I would see that they would do these drops and they would be sold out in like seconds, and I'd be like, what the hell is the point of me sitting here? So I never really messed with it, but I know what it is, and I do have an account. So.
Well, are you excited for the Wolverine Deadpool movie coming in July?
Oh, is there? I'm not.
Well,
just
you're
so
busy
you guys know,
doing your security stuff.
Yeah,
Yes,
I'm my whole life is just like security. Like I don't even know, about sports or teams, or I'm not a movie buff. I don't know about cars and stuff like that. Like I know some stuff about some stuff, but really where it's at for me is like cybersecurity.
We're hanging out with Zero Cool tonight then, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a movie coming out. When does it come out?
In July.
July.
July 20 something, yeah.
So big fandoms for us. But yeah, so Michael, we really appreciate you coming on. Like I said, we're gonna go run our giveaways, and then we're probably gonna get out of here. So if you want to hang, you can, and you're always welcome to come back. Like I said, we're just kind of like a chill podcast. On the weekdays, we kind of do live streams about comic books. We're really nerds over here, so. But you're always welcome to come on, and anytime you want to use the podcast to help further along security, both of you, I'm talking to you as well, Richard, please feel free anytime. That's what we're here for.
Yeah.
Greatly appreciate that. Really appreciate you guys giving me the stage here today, and Richard for doing the initial invitation. Like, it's worth millions of dollars for me to talk about this stuff. And even if a single person takes any advice that I've given here today and uses it to their advantage, it's worth it. Even if there was one listener, I would still be here talking with you guys, vibing and chilling. So really appreciate the stage again. And yeah, I'll hang out. I'll hang out for a bit.
Let's go.
Oh, cool. Nice.
All
You
right.
can enter too if you want.
Yeah, so let me go do that right now for everybody. So it's actually Free Comic Book Day tomorrow, everyone. So there's going to be one lucky winner, although Dee told me that international lives do not matter today. So unfortunately,
What?
that's what you told me. But you guys have a chance to win these books right here. And I bought the wrong person. Sorry about that. Let me swap spots with you. All right, here we go. Okay, so guys, we've got Spider-Boy #1 right here. That's going to go out, as well as Amazing Fantasy 1000, Darth Vader #22, and Spawn #1. Now, this is not the original. This is actually a reprint, Richard. So,
okay.
But yeah, 4 books are going to go out to somebody in the lucky chat, as well as I wanted to kind of like also let you guys know that we do have our NFT project, which is the Neon Paradise project. And I know some of you actually collected some of these Mandalorian babies. And Michael, if you're wondering why we're looking at a Mandalorian baby, we're actually having a kid. So we got these NFTs
congratulations
for everybody. Thank you.
Thank you.
So yeah, so this is a rendition of our child. And so Atem and everyone that's in the chat, everyone wondered why you actually collected one of these if you were lucky. These are wild cards. And so what happens with the wild card is if you win these comic books tonight and you hold one of these NFTs, you can actually send them back to us and upgrade the comic book for a slab tonight. So if one of you win tonight, you guys can go home with this. Oh, shoot. Sorry about that. Look at my YouTuber here. You guys can go home with Hulk #1, which is a facsimile, a 9.6. So right now, I want everyone in the chat to enter hashtag Free Comic Book Friday. And Michael, if you want, you can do that as well. You're going to have to give us your mailing address if you win, though. So it's really up to you, man.
Gotta stay safe.
Yeah.
Yes,
probably way better.
he doesn't know us.
So do that right now in the chats, everyone. While we still have Michael here, I'm going to just ask you some questions, man. So, now that you're here, we're kind of hanging out.
Can I just say something? Can I just say something?
Go ahead.
Someone named Raven. They said his superpower is cybersecurity. I'm just laughing internally right now. Just like that's so funny. Sorry. Go ahead.
No. Raven is one of many of our supporters here. She's actually a Canadian. She's up in Canada. And yeah, super cool lady.
Awesome.
So let's go. And then also, guys, I wanted to point out as soon as I bring this back up. So we also have these gates. Now I was asked, why are we giving away gates? Well, this is another wild card NFT. And the only way you're going to be able to get one of these gates is if you're a subscriber. We're not just going to give these gates away, but these gates have the same burning mechanism in it as well. If you, by some chance, win something from us and you hold one of these wild cards, well, we will have an upgrade piece for you to upgrade if you have one. And so what happens is when you give us this NFT, you send it back to us. Actually, we're not really burning it. I'm sorry. We're going to repurpose it for what other means, but you send it to us. You can't use it anymore and you can upgrade. So I know some of you guys asked for that because you guys have been sneaking into this collection. Also, I've done some custom NFTs for some of our community members as well. I know Agent 415 is in the chats. So keep typing Free Comic Book Friday in the chats. Michael, you got any funny stories to tell us in regards to security? Anything hilarious at all? Give us something good, man.
Okay, I got one. So something that we would do is like we would fix people's computers remotely so that they wouldn't have to like, this was before in my IT business. We would fix their computers remotely so they didn't have to like physically bring them to the store or have to like unplug and replug everything in. And this is really good for like the older generation because we didn't want them to have to go through all that. So one time I'm on the phone helping this lady out with her computer, and like, you know, like she did not understand how to use a computer. Like it was like kind of scary to think that like, how did this person like turn this computer on? Which again, like it's fine. You know, we're there to help people. So like an hour through the call, she's like eating cookies. She's like eating from a cookie jar, right? And then I hear her eating from the cookie jar, and then all of a sudden, like the mouse stops moving. And she's like, why isn't the mouse moving anymore? And I'm like, I don't know, like, is your like, you know, the dongle for your mouse, because she's using a laptop with a wireless mouse attached. Like, is the dongle for the mouse? Like, she's like, what is the dongle? Da, da, da. And then she goes, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh my God. I'm chewing on the dongle. She actually ate the wireless dongle as opposed to grabbing the cookie. And I was like, I was like afraid to say anything. I was like, oh my God, I really want to help this lady, but like she can't even, like she accidentally ate a wireless dongle. Like,
what?
She was thinking she had to go to the store and buy a new mouse. I'm like, no, take it out of your mouth and make sure it's dry. Put it back in the computer. But yeah, it's crazy. Like
that's wild.
people's like ability to think just goes over their head anytime they're like thrown into a situation that they're not familiar with, right? Especially with computers and security. And like this is why I also love working with people like that, is because like I love to make it simple to understand what's happening. I think that the way that ate the dongle, hashtag ate the dongle, that's funny. I think the way that we were able to capitalize very quickly when it came to Web 2 computer services in my previous company was that we made it super easy to digest. When we first started, there was about 3 or 4 other computer companies in the area, and people would come to us for a second opinion. And when they'd come to us for a second opinion, they'd show us what the previous IT company gave to them. And generally it was like pages and pages of like computer specs and hardware and all this nonsense that's included. And I said, hey, instead of us doing that, instead of us confusing the user even further, let's simplify the message. So when the user would come into the store and they'd say they're looking for a new computer, this is what they were recommended, blah, blah, blah. We would say, hey, listen, this is fast, it's secure, and if you need help, you give us a call. Instead of saying, hey, this is 3.4 gigahertz and it's 2 times faster because this one has 16 gigabytes. That people don't fucking care. People just
they don't understand the language.
Yeah, you gotta bring it down to layman terminology, and that's why the catchphrase with WalletGuard is protect your crypto. You know, that affects people that are in Web 2 and have some crypto, and that affects people that self-custody in Web 3. The terminology of protect your crypto is a lot easier to digest as a Web 3 security company than by saying we have this open source browser extension that integrates phishing detection and transaction simulate. No one cares. Nobody cares. People just want it to be safe and secure. So simplifying the message is something I love doing, and like really bringing it down to layman's terms really goes a long way when you're trying to onboard people, especially into crypto, let alone security to begin with.
Facts.
Man, I'm not going to forget that story. That was a good one.
Yeah, he did.
All right. We got 15 people in this giveaway, guys, and I'm not going to wait any longer. I usually wait, but snooze, you lose. So I'm going to run this right now. Give me just a second, guys. Let's see. What's so funny?
This guy, Chris, in the chat is hilarious. Because we're talking about eating the dongle, and he goes, I got to talk my wife into eating my dongle.
Oh, geez. Okay.
The chat
it was
is
crazy.
getting wild.
You could literally hear her eating the chocolate chip cookies, and then all of a sudden you just hear something different. Yeah, I'm like, miss, are you okay? Like,
oh my gosh, you blowing us up.
Sorry, yeah, I don't Sorry, I closed the
It's okay.
giveaway tool, everyone. I made a mistake.
Rugged.
I rugged us. Sorry.
Are they
Let
gonna
me
have
see
to
if
retype again?
let me see if it'll catch it again. I'm so sorry, guys.
Okay.
I just screwed. You might have to type it
All
again,
good.
but you know what? It's free stuff, so I know you guys will do it.
Yeah, make it even longer. The
You guys
hashtag.
won't click any links, I promise.
Tem says he wants it longer.
Of course he wants it longer. He wants to win.
No, I'm just kidding. It's
Okay.
like, why can't it be shorter?
Right on. Well, thanks for hanging out with us, Michael. You guys have any questions for Michael while we're here?
No, it's cool to just have you hang out with us and see what we do on a normal stream.
Why don't you explain a little bit about us, D, just so he has a better idea of who we are?
Well, he kind of mentioned it. Yeah, we're a couple from Hawaii. Started in the Web3 space on Vivi, and that's how we met a lot of people that are in the chats was through the Vivi community. We went to the Designer Con in Anaheim like 3 years ago, and we met some people in real life, and then that kind of like prompted us to like start this podcast to talk more with people, because here in Hawaii we just like to talk, and we can talk for hours and just hang out at the beach or wherever we are and just talk story. So we started the podcast to like just be in touch with people from literally all over the world, and then to also be a community podcast to promote people who have like their personal art and they want to get it out there, if they have like concerns, mainly in the VV community. And then we branched out to like other projects like Crypt Toys and Elmon X, McFarlane, bunch of other stuff that you probably have heard of in the Web3 spaces. Yeah, that's just kind of basically what we do. We just like to engage with people and make friends and hopefully meet all of them in real life one day. Yeah.
And kind of just bring people together too. You know, I mean, like I said, like I've actually been following you for a while, Michael, and that was because of Joe and Rob when I watched you on their program. So I've had Wallet Guard for quite some time. Not as much. I should be having them on all of my MetaMask wallets, and I haven't yet. And I should do all that, and I will. And I know I'm telling you I will. So, but it's just good to have you here. It's good to talk to you finally, and that's what we like to do. We like to talk story. Aloha Friday is kind of like throw your shoes off, kick back. If you have a beer, go ahead and have a beer, or whatever you do. I want you to be yourself. If you want to swear, fucking swear. I don't care. You know what I mean? I want you to be yourself and relax while you're here.
No, you guys definitely have an awesome podcast. Would love to jump on in the future. And I think like, the cool part is like it's all off the cuff. It's not like recited or you're not handing me a bunch of questions and I'm giving you like it's natural. It's dynamic, and that's what I really like. So big shout out to you guys, and really love what you guys are doing. And I see that you have a lot of engagement from the community and stuff, and I hope that it keeps growing. I think that's one of the most important things, building in the bear and getting ready for the bull run. And I think like, that's what you guys are doing. That's what we've done as well. And I think it's going to bring success to everybody. So really love again, the podcast, you guys letting me on, all the funny comments and stuff like that. Everyone's just awesome. Really appreciate y'all.
We just want to have a good time, man. And let's have a good time, everyone. Good luck.
Oh,
let's
shit.
See who
Good
wins.
luck, everybody.
Here we go.
This is for the physical comics. Yeah, let me write that down.
Slider.
Hey,
yo.
Is he still
Slider.
here?
Slider, are you still here? You have to still be here. And
The
Slider.
last thing he said was 3 minutes ago, #free my dongle. So I think
Okay.
Well, come on, free your dongle. Let us know your dongle's still here. Slider, we need to have a confirmation that you're still here. If you're not, we're gonna rebound it.
Yo, if I was Slider and I'm there he is.
There he is. Okay, Slider, do you have a wild card? Were you one of the lucky people that actually got one of the Mandalorian babies last week? Let me know down below.
I don't.
It's really worth your while, my friend.
Does.
Unless you have that information.
Let me check my spreadsheet.
Okay, here we go. We got a
as
spreadsheet,
organized.
guys.
It's not as no, it's on my other computer. Sorry, I don't
That's
have
okay.
it this one.
So, Slider, I have one. You have one, my friend. Okay, I'm going to give you some options here. Let me blow my ugly face up.
Ooh,
Okay,
options.
Slider. I'm so sorry, Michael.
Michael, he does it to me all the time.
Oh my God.
And I'm like
fired.
eating half the time.
I'm like in the
It's
middle
like-
of eating a chip.
She's pregnant. She is eating all the time. But anyway, okay. All right, Slider.
Oh my
So
God.
you can either have these 4 books right here, my friend.
Wow.
Damn,
Yeah, only one
Spider.
winner tonight. 4 books, or Slider. I didn't mention this. Doctor Strange, I know you're here. Or you can swap it out for these 4 instead. I know.
Ooh,
That's a peach, by the way.
ooh, peach momoko.
Yeah. That is Nicoletta
that sounds nice.
Balderi, and I think everyone knows what this is.
What
So-
is that?
They're hard to find, but X-Men 97, you guys, or Slider, or
There's more.
you can take this slab
Or a
home.
Or the
slab
bad
bag.
boy. Oh.
Let me know down below what your decision is, and we will get this sent out to you on Monday, my friend.
Door number
Let's go.
1, 2, or 3.
That is a prize.
Or
That is
you can,
utility.
or you can throw it back to the community, or you can give
Yeah.
it to Michael. It's up to you.
He said respin. No, I'm
Oh,
just
you said
kidding.
respin. All
No,
right.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Oh, he'll
So-
kill me.
Let us know down below, Slider, and then I guess we're going to close this out, everyone. Man, this has been a fun conversation, you guys. I really appreciate you guys for hanging out, as well as the audience. We have about 99 plus people watching us right now, learning about security and just kind of hanging out. Go ahead, Richard.
I got some NFTs to give away. Could you
Oh,
rerun
let's
it?
go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I
And
have
then
some my
there's-
collectible drop heads, and I'll throw in
Oh,
like an
drop
MTD. Like, let's see. I was thinking about. I don't know if this is too much trouble, but I don't want just Michael and security people to be posting on socials. So I don't know if this is too much. If it's too much, let me know if it's a bad idea.
Okay.
But I was thinking if people post something about what they learned about today, and they tag you guys at the end of this weekend. So come Monday, we can draw from the people that posted something from what they learned from tonight.
Definitely.
And
Okay.
I'll give away like a Batmobile from McFarlane.
Wow.
For now,
Wow.
though, we could give away a few, like, I don't know, like 4 random prizes, and I'll connect with you and send it to them.
Okay.
That's so cool,
Yes.
Richard.
So real quick, Slider has decided to keep the 4 books that I originally showed. So Slider, we will send these out to you Monday morning. Big congratulations to you, my friend.
Congrats,
and
Slider.
it's been a
Woo.
while since we've seen you. So stoked that you were able to get this, my friend, because I know that your LCS is closed down and it's about an hour drive from you. So big congrats. Doctor Strange, that means the X-Men 97 is open for the next pool. Let's go.
Oh.
And right there's that. So let's run this for Richard, and then we will get out of here, you guys. So Richard, I'm just going to go from the original right here and just keep spinning.
There's also two after. 2 more giveaways.
Got you. Let me guess. Is that from our friend here, Atem?
Yes.
All right. And Michael, if you ever want to put you drop your name in here to win something, feel free to do so, man. It's up to you.
Oh,
DJ,
no, I'm leaving it open for the listeners. I don't want to double put my hand in something that I'm already in. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
Do
got
it,
you.
man.
Don't want to
Yeah.
double dip the chip. Let's go. So let's keep going, you guys. Good luck.
so this
Good
is
luck,
for
everybody.
a drop head.
Okay.
It's for a drop head, everyone.
Yeah, we'll give away 2 of those.
Guru
Guru.
Singh.
Are
All
they
right.
like series 1, 2, or 3?
Oh, I'm sorry.
The drop head, is it series 1, 2, or 3?
Actually, I don't know. To be
Okay.
honest, I have a lot of
That's
them.
okay.
Okay,
No
no
worries.
worries.
And then
Yuri,
one
let's go.
more time for the one more time. Let's go.
This is for another drop head?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Good luck, good luck. Who is Chris?
Hey, let. Congratulations, Chris.
Congrats, Smithson.
All right. And D, you said you had 2 more giveaways as well.
Yeah, there's one that I actually want to put my hashtag in because I love it.
Wait,
but
Chris
I won't.
Go ahead, man.
Doesn't sound like a real name, Chris Smithson. Something.
It's another alt account. No.
Mr. Smith.
It's like Chris. It's like, congrats, Chris.
Super stoked. All right, D, you got your screen open yet?
Yeah, so I'm gonna show it from my phone. So the
Okay.
first one is this. I think this is Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know, 300. It's a Light Parade NFT from courtesy of
Arcade?
Artist Arcade, donated by Atem. I don't. Can you guys see that? Can you?
We can see that.
Okay. So that's the first one, and then the second one is this guy.
Oh, Dark Side. Okay.
Dark Side. Yeah.
And then, guys, I'm going to do one more giveaway, and I'm going to show this right now, and then we will get out of here. But I'm also going to give away, of course, I'm going to give away a gate tonight, the one that I had this whole time. Number 18 is going to go to somebody in the chat as well tonight. So let's run D's giveaway first, and then we'll do this last, and then we'll get out of here.
Sweet.
All right. And so we're going to run for the Spider-Man first, correct?
Spider-Man first. Yeah.
All right. Good luck, everybody.
Good luck. Good luck.
Okay, let's go. And don't worry, I know everybody wants to probably go for the gate, so I'll do one more hashtag after that.
Oh, and the second NFT is Doomsday. Not Dark Side.
Okay.
Oopsie. We know.
Congratulations. Yeah, I know. I'm a comic book guy and I screwed that up. Congratulations to the president of the WebV Collective. And also, Michael, this is somebody that I want to introduce to you because he also hosts X Spaces twice a week. He does an X Space called WebV Wednesdays, and he also does one called WebV Weekends, and it's a collectors group, but he has a big turnout with a huge crowd, and I think he would love to have you on the program if you would be willing to come on and talk with them one weekend or one day during the weekdays.
Yeah, no, that would be awesome. Definitely have him hit me in the DMs. My DMs are open, by the way, for everybody. If you have a community, if you're out there, you got feedback, whatever the case is, please hit me in the DMs. I try to respond to everybody, but it would be awesome to jump on Ozman's podcast as well. That'd be awesome.
Cool. Yeah.
You hear it there, Prez. Set it up, and thank you, Michael. All right, one more time. Let's go.
This is for Doomsday.
That's for Doomsday.
As we were corrected.
Not Dark Side.
It was a D.
Hey, Aldradero. Big congrats. The number one man himself has won again. I'm not surprised. All right. All right, guys. Last hashtag for the night, and then we're going to all have a good weekend. So give me just a second to get that set up for you guys. I should have had it earlier, but we'll just go on the fly.
Goes DMs open? That's scary.
Stop, Molten.
Is it safe to have DMs open? Asking for a friend.
Depends who's DMs.
Yeah.
Hashtag podcast. Okay. All right, guys. Type in the chat right now to win a gate. Hashtag podcast right now. And we'll get this to you guys. So, Michael, what you going to be doing for this weekend? What's your plans, man? Are you guys going to be like hacking away this weekend at that house of yours? Or you're actually going to take a break?
Bro, there is no such thing as a break. It is literally nonstop. Like every second something changes. Every second something's happening. So it's crazy when stuff goes down and like everyone's just in the house yelling and like we're like trying to get shit in order. But it's amazing. Like it's such like a fun environment, and it's really hard to like live with people in the same place. So the fact that we got like 5 of us in one place for the past year and there's been like no drama, no issues, just like straight building and vibing is such like a blessing, like big shout out to the team for really caring about like building a real product, not just trying to show up for a paycheck or something like that. So
yeah. And it's just the 5 of you, or you have like other people helping you guys?
Yeah, it's just on the team itself. It's just the 5 of us, but we do have like brand ambassadors and Web3 security advocates that just help promote Wallet Guard because it's a win-win for everybody to talk about security and safety. So yeah, it's really cool to just get people to have even agreed to live in the same place to build something.
Yeah.
And you guys are building at least that camaraderie, which is pretty good. You said about 5 people live in this house. You guys ever get cabin fever, or are you guys like a well-oiled machine?
Yeah, I think we're like a well-oiled machine. We do go to NFT conferences and crypto conferences and stuff like that, so we do get out. But like, me personally, I'm inside pretty much all day. Like, I don't care about like going out or anything like that. Neither does the team really. Like, we really focus on just building. And just like continuing to grow the product, because the partying and the fun can come later on,
Exactly. Yeah, that's cool though.
Yeah,
he's committed. That's awesome. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, we got 19 people. Good luck for the
luck.
gate.
Oh, for the gate. Good luck, everybody. Ooh, the wild card gate.
Raven.
Oh my
Of
God.
course, Raven. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go, Raven.
She brought out all her leprechauns.
Raven is good at winning a lot of things besides Doctor Strange in that chat. Raven, please send us your wallet address to the podcast account, and we will get this sent over to you. Also, download Wallet Guard while you're at it. Just saying. All right. Okay, guys, that is it for the program tonight. Dee, please close us out.
Okay. I said I'll be right back, but I'm here. Thank you so much, Richard and Michael. Thank you for your time, and everyone else that's tuned in. I know it's getting late for everybody. I appreciate everyone's time. Thank you for the knowledge that you've shared with us, Michael and Richard. Yes, like Hinano said, both of you are always welcome to come back anytime. Hit us up if there's anything that we can help you with to get more awareness out. And everyone have a great weekend. And congrats to all the winners. Yeah.
Thank you
what's
again.
up, Dino?
And Richard, final words.
Once again, thank you, Michael, for doing this. This is awesome. Appreciate you. Dee and Hinano, I don't think we've said thank you to you guys. I mean, thank you so much for doing this as well.
Of course.
So appreciate
No worries,
that.
man.
Yeah.
We're easy.
Yeah, we're super easy. And like I said, this is stuff that we like to do. We like to bring awareness. This has always been a community podcast for the community, built by the community, to spread community awareness of whatever you guys want to spread, as long as we're respectful towards everyone. You know what I mean? We can be passionate, we can say this and that, but as long as we can at least be level-headed and talk to each other normally, I think our messages will come out very well. And I think that happened tonight. And I really appreciate you for coming on, Michael. I really appreciate Richard for getting this together, as well as the chats for joining us. You guys are always here hanging out every single time, tuning in, and we appreciate everyone as well. Like I said, download Wallet Guard. Rewatch this if you have to get the education you need. Go check out that academy that they have on the website. Just by scrolling on it tonight, there's a ton of information on there that is beneficial for everyone and all. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in tonight. Until the next time, Michael, thank you so much. We'll see you on the next one.
Thank you, guys. Aloha Friday.
you.
Let's go.
Let's go. Take care. And as they say, aloha.
Bye.